Spider-Man completed that movement here, next to the Red King, and closer to that tasty sedan over there, or Subaru. Rose Wilson, running shat for 3 damage. Worse, she can leap over buildings, she can penetrate through alien Red King armor. Anyone who can dual-wield 2 claymores, 1 in each hand, is capable of some very serious mojo. Still kicking. Not dead yet. This seems like a good time for Dracula to bust a dark, sordid, blood-soaked move. Moving 2, picking up this car, moving the remaining 8 here as on the board. I'm carrying a Subaru with me. The Red King, the Red Hood, the Red Russian, was it White Russian? This is within range to perplex Dracula. Call me Dracula, ain't nobody better, nobody cooler. It's making the ranged. Emeka the Whale, 11 penetrating psychic blast of leadership this time. He is the Lord, he is the Count. We're going to Memphis, pack a bag. 4 damage. He has toughness 3. KO's Red King. Dracula heals past his starting line. Now he has exploit weakness. Attacking. It's 2 damage, and Dracula heals again. Dun, dun, dun. And Dracula heals again.
Comrades, what music should we play at his funeral?
Do in the face of evil, my magic sword!
No way, bub! Who is that?
Outwitting Ronin the Accusers, the Grand Accuser of the Kree Empire. Outwitting penetrating psychic blast. No destroying and atomizing armor this time. That's my favorite thing to do. An action token for the Siberian Boom.
Batman, do not presume to lecture me about Batman. I know a few things about bats and men that transform into bats. It's not possible. What?
Seeing as that Dracula cannot be modified as a result of the Outsiders' team ability being applied to Dracula, Rose Wilson will perplex up its own attack to 12 and penetrating psychic... he does not have defensive powers. This would not know that necessarily. Penetrating Psychic Blast, 12 attack on your defense, you're attacking you. That's 8 with doubles. That's 12. That hits 20. I'm pretty sure you don't have 20. That does hit. And you have super senses. Rolling Red Hood super senses. Gets it with 5. Dracula. Spider-Man. Would Spider-Man push Spider-Man? That may not be required at this point. Dracula will use Flurry. If it uses Flurry, stealth may not be required at this point. Probably might have opted not to change the Cheese Corp stealth board if it was going to attack. A note for incipient games. Flurry number 1. 3. I wouldn't be surprised if that still hits somebody. 3, 13, 16. He has 15. That hits this guy. He hits someone with a 3. Super Senses roll for Red Hood. 5. Again. Gets it. How do you... Can you see in that thing? Second attack. Flurry. Probable reoccurrence of successful Super Senses rolls. That's another doubles. Another 8 with doubles. And now, wait, do we have Outwit? Does somebody have Outwit? No. Get rid of that. Super Senses. Now for Red Hood's Super Senses. You missed again. You missed every shot, every single. You are Dracula. Black Manta shall move twice. Sidestep to shoot at Red Hood, and will now make that attack. 11 penetrating psychic blast. Penetrating psychic blast may not help. He has super senses. He might have toughness. This has never gotten that far because it hasn't gotten to the damage. It's always dodging it. He dodges this booping attack. 11. That sounds like a great. That sounds like the kind of roll that hits Black Manta. Perhaps I should not have kept you in the water.
What are you?
I was trained by Batman.
What? Don't you dare mock me. I know a thing or two about bats. I know a thing or two about men. I know a thing or three about men that transform into bats. This is not possible. How many push-ups did he do? What kind of juice did he drink?
Ra's al Ghul, 8 to hit 16 would require 9, or another 8 would require 8. Ra's al Ghul is going to attempt to attack Ronan with a sword. He's going to
You dare presume to attack the Grand Accuser of the Kree Empire with a crude pointed stick?
11. That's 11. That's 11. That hits a 19. He'd hit a god with that stick.
You best believe I'd hit you with this stick. Easy you gon' tell me I be beast now. Easy call and tell me of a man trained by a bat who evades the vampire. You can't see into the eyes of the demon. Till him come calling.
Assuming he doesn't dodge it again. Could somebody give me some precision strike? That's 7. 17 definitely hits. If he gets this super senses. Oh, wow. That's the probability for you. And what are the odds? Oh, what are the odds? The Red Ubermensch Scion of Deathstroke, Rose Wilson can't stop him. Black Manta can't stop him. Bipping Dracula can't stop him twice. But Spider-Man? Roll a d6. 4. After actions result on a result of 4 through 6, deal all adjacent characters 1 penetrating damage. Dracula is dealt the adamantium spike 1 penetrating damage. Dracula must be wondering,
Whoa, where did I go wrong? Was there a gas leak?
Rose Wilson is perplexing up. Its damage is going to attack Wolverine. Perplex 11 penetrating psychic blast on Wolverine 17. Critical hit. Well, there's the critical hit. It was perplexed up damage to 4, then critical hit to 5. 5 penetrating damage. Stop click. That if there wasn't a stop click, there would be 1 more damage. So it prevented some of the damage. Perplex up Manta's attack. Or how much damage does Manta do? 3. Go with attack this time. 12 attack on your defense. Good either not. Another critical hit. It's 2 critical hits in a row. Today's been a strange day.
Probably the gas. I think so too. The gas.
Yes. The gas.